This is the type of buyer that a lot of sellers wait for, and I think that's the mistake. We're waiting for that unicorn buyer, and I'm going to talk about that on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And as I mentioned in the intro, your unicorn buyer is what could be hurting your success on eBay. And that is waiting for that magical buyer, that buyer who is willing to pay what you feel your item is worth. And if you're not paying attention to things within the market, and the market is constantly evolving on eBay, what might have sold for the price that you're looking for 2 months ago may not be selling for that much now due to a lot of things, economy, what people are willing to pay, with the extra money that people might have, the type of item that you're selling. And it's almost like that yard sale seller's mentality. And you know what I'm talking about. It's that yard seller who you approach and say, hey, will you take $10 for this item? And they're like, no, I want 30. It sells for 40 on eBay. It's that mentality that they're waiting for someone to come across their yard sale and pay them closer to 30 because it sells for 40 on eBay. And I think some of us, a lot of myself included, are guilty of thinking, you know what, I need to list 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 items in a day, whatever that number is for you. And we hit that goal and we think, yes, we did exactly what we're supposed to do. Now I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make the sales that I need to make on eBay. And then we become disappointed when all we get is 1 or 2 sales on any given day. And some days we don't get any at all, but yet we plug away, we make our quota in listings for the day. And we tend to have this set it and forget it mentality where we list the item and we just let it go. Okay, we're so focused on getting more listings done that we don't spend the time that we need for the current inventory that we're selling to maybe check to see. I made a video a while back, probably one of the most important videos I've ever made, even though it didn't get traction, but it's knowing your competition. And I'll put the link right up here. It's critical. I mean, we're all competing against each other. You're competing against someone in your category, someone that is looking for the kind of items that you're selling. And the goal is to appeal to those buyers more so than other sellers so that you can win their sale. And the way we do that, of course, make quality listings, but sometimes we're in a rush. We sort of slap the listing together, we piggyback off of a sell similar, and we just let it go. And I think the first step is we need to be real with ourselves, with what we're into the item for. Myself, I'm into my items for about $2 to $5 on average. That gives me room. So I can sell an item that normally would sell for 20, 25 bucks for 10 bucks if it's just sitting around and there's no interest at all, because maybe I can take that money and it's not a loss. You're still winning. You're still getting a small profit. Now, it would be a mistake if I went out and bought that again because I know it's not selling. It's one of those things where you would go in within your niche, if you're comfortable within your niche, and I think that's another problem, by the way, but within your niche or whatever you want to do, reinvest that same money into something that will sell. It's just as simple as that. But how do I know what sells? eBay tells you. Do your research on eBay. If you're about to buy something, would you just buy it without researching to see, wait, hold on, before I give you this money, let me check the 90-day solds. Only 2 have sold in the last 90 days. Do I want to buy 100 of these? It's probably not the best investment. I just wanted to make this video because I think a lot of us are guilty. A lot of us are really guilty of waiting for that unicorn buyer, waiting for that magical buyer that's going to come across and just say, you know what, take my money. It's not likely. I mean, it's possible, but if you're holding out on that unicorn buyer, you could have flipped that item at a lower price, bought something different, flipped that item, bought something different and flip that item again, and each time make a small or maybe medium profit, rather than just sitting and making more in the end than just waiting for this magical price that you want this unicorn buyer to come in and pay. And I think a lot of us are guilty of being having too high of expectations when it comes to setting our prices. And like I said, the prices are constantly evolving. You got to get in and do your homework. Now, with all that said, you may be priced appropriately. Your listings might be the problem. We talk about this a lot on this channel, that that set it and forget it mentality. You got to get in there and just check your listings, compare it. Has that item sold at all? You might be trying to sell something, and lowering the price isn't going to do much if no one's been able to sell it because that item just doesn't have demand. Take a look at your listings before you lower your price. Make sure that everything is okay. Check the market. Try to price your item according to what the item is currently selling for, not what you want for it, but what the market wants for it. Now, in the live stream, we also talked about the idea of using NA or does not apply against just leaving it blank. And the Tommy Bernhard podcast, who is constantly on the live streams, and thank you for being there and watching the videos, he had mentioned, based on his experience and the experience of some of the others in the chat, that they just leave that blank. And my contention was, well, eBay puts it in your summary. They're reminding you that they want you to fill out the item specifics. And what's the right answer? Because I recall many months back, eBay stating that it's okay to use NA, it's okay to use does not apply. The impression they left me with was that they really wanted us to fill out the item specifics. Now, any required item specifics you have to fill out. Just know that. You have to fill it out, otherwise your item's not even going to be seen. But we're talking about recommended item specifics. And did some reading about it, because I always try to read and try to find, is there an official answer? What's the consensus of most sellers? And I kept coming across sellers who would say something of the effect of, fill out what you can. Fill out what pertains to the item. The more relevant information you can give in the recommended item specifics, the better, especially if that buyer is using the filters to filter like color, size, that type of thing. And if you have no value, if you just can't figure out what to put in a particular value, leave it blank. And at the bottom of the item specifics, you can click on a little box as a checkbox that says, do not remind me of this again, or do not remind me of these recommendations again. Click on that and then go in and save your listing. And I did it myself. That will disappear from the summary page, the summary tab, where eBay reminds you to update your item specifics. So, if you want to put NA there, knock yourself out. But if you don't want to put the type of work it may take to do a dozen, 100, 200 or more listings to satisfy eBay and to remove it from your summary tab, then just simply click that box under your recommended item specifics to do not remind me of these recommendations again, and then just click that box, save it, and it'll disappear. And I think you will be fine as it pertains to search and everything else. Make sure the rest of your listing is a complete listing. We talked about that on the live stream. I may do a video about best match search, because I really think we had a pretty good discussion. I thought that was pretty good information, and a lot of people just don't know. And that's eBay's way of saying, here's kind of what we expect from you. And it was a nice little rundown of their idea of what works and gets you seen higher in best match search. So please comment down below. I want to know your thoughts on this. What's your thoughts on the idea of, if you have an item that's been sitting for a while, why continue to sit and wait for that magical buyer, that unicorn buyer, to show up, and buy your item out of the blue. And if it hasn't sold for months, it's time to take action. It's time to get that item sold, maybe at a lower price, maybe you have a broken listing, but do something. Be proactive to get that item sold. And even if that means sell it for a few bucks profit and put it into a better item, I think that's probably what you should do. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit that notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I go live, which may be Friday, who knows, or next time I make a video. So let me just say this. I get a lot of people who disagree with me, and you could disagree with me. That doesn't mean that the intentions aren't there to try to give you guys good quality content. We all have different experiences. I'm just relaying my experiences to you. I'm relaying experiences of other people who've left their comments down below. I do read those comments, and I do try to find value in that information. So hopefully you can participate in this video and let me know your thoughts. So guys, waiting for that magical unicorn doesn't have to be that way, and it's just yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you very soon.